Until men see this everywhere, until nations see this everywhere, we will be fighting wars. One day, somebody should remind us that even though there may be political and ideological differences between us, the Vietnamese are our brothers, the Russians are our brothers, the Chinese are our brothers, and one day we've got to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. But in Christ there is neither Jew nor Gentile. In Christ there is neither male nor female. In Christ there is neither communist nor capitalist. In Christ, somehow, there is neither bound nor free. We are all one in Christ Jesus. And when we truly believe in the sacredness of human personality, we won't exploit people, we won't trample over people with the iron feet of oppression, we won't kill anybody.
My name is Michelle, M-I-C-H-E-L-E, Moore, M-O-O-R-E. I spent 20 years in banking. My website is reportingwrongdoing.com. Why am I here today? America, we're in serious trouble. The country has just fallen into terrible disrepair. Recent statistics say that almost 50% of our country is at or below the poverty line. And Occupy Wall Street is here because we're trying to energize and educate America and get America to wake up and become interested and involved when changing our country and really taking our country back, because we're in severe trouble. We've had a horrible time with corporate dominance of our politics, and it's getting worse. Let me use a description that Timothy Geithner used in a speech in August 2010. He said, the wealthiest 1% of Americans in 2007 earned an average of $340 million each, and they paid an average tax of 17% on that income, whereas most Americans, even if they're in very low-paying jobs, will pay anywhere from between 20 and 35%. So we have gross tax inequality in the country. We also have gross income inequality, where wages have stayed the same or declined for 99% of the people over the last 30 or 40 years, while the top 1%, their wages have exploded several hundred %.
What you talking about?
And obviously, when you have economic inequality, you cannot have justice. So you see people like the Koch brothers are able to buy legislators and really throughout the country to pass more laws that are favorable to them. So we have a situation where our country is being run for and by corporations and the wealthy, and has lost, the 99% has lost any sort of representation in Washington. How can they help solve the problem? What we're trying to do is to wake up America, and America is angry, but we just haven't had a vehicle to really articulate our anger. We weren't educated what was going on, because obviously the media is not going to tell us. They're supported by the corporations and the wealthiest 1%. So the whole issue, again, is to waking up America, getting them energized, educated, interested and informed about what's really going on in this country, so we can all get together and change it. Because I keep hearing, oh, the 99%, they have all the money, those other people have all the money and the power. Well, the 99% has the votes and the voice. We just need to exercise it. I just want to say Merry Christmas to everybody from Zuccotti Park. This has obviously been this has been the best Christmas I've ever had, to be here, part of changing America. So Merry Christmas, America. And all the information is on reportingwrongdoing.com, plus a whole list of resources for occupiers, including Occupy Your Neighborhood, where we have a brochure that if you just print out a little 8.5 by 11 poster, I have one that says angry, the 99% is too big to fail, Occupy Wall Street, laminate it, you can have it laminated at Staples or FedEx, and then put little brochures in, and we have a sample flyer why people should get involved with Occupy wherever they are, and just post 3 or 4 of them and keep them stocked for a couple of weeks and talk up Occupy Wall Street and why we need to occupy our country and take our country back.
Oh, Bloomer, your kingdom must come down. Oh, you Bloomer. Oh, Bloomer, your kingdom must come down. I heard the voice of the people say, oh, Bloomer, your kingdom must come down. Wall Street, oh, Wall Street, your kingdom must come down. Must come down.
win economic issues, we will discover a society we want to have things won in. We'll discover a kind of society with more interesting ones because social functions will change in a more interesting way, at least potentially. That's up to us. We talk about things that are contained within the bounds of perception, but we don't talk about perception. That is a mistake. They're all working on perception. Our society is completely, well, not completely, but increasingly modified by products of culture that have messages in them that are intentional, and also the product of unconscious work of an artist. The artist himself does not know what he is writing. The artist himself does not know what he is creating in images, but it's communicating and shaping our lives. We need to be able to apprehend this fact, to be able to engage a culture that has grown to a point where we cease to be empirical animals that view the world with our eyes, but are constantly referring to a point in ourselves that is the image of the world we've internalized through the products of minds of the past, of culture. If you introspect into your own mind, you discover most of what you believe, or what your ancestors believed, of the images of the media, but very little of it is actual empirical observation. Much of it is close to empirical observation, but it's a simulacrum of such things. We need to battle a war of perception before anything in a material reality we scarcely spend any time in. We spend our lives as daydreamers. Perception is the thing.
The 100%, because in the end it's 99 and it's 1, and although we don't like that the 1% may have more money than us, they're part of the 100%, just like all of us. So keep yourselves free. Don't let them keep you down.
But it's okay, it's like Christmas. You get gifts you don't want, you have to hold them, you know, what have you, whatever the case may be. But yes, and I think I am getting some soap for Christmas, as a matter of fact, and that's okay, because I do take baths. And you know what? It's Christ's Spirit that's bringing us all here together today. It's about Christmas in the park. It's about a birth that happened a long time ago in a place called Bethlehem, and it was with a woman who was considered a very loose, wanton woman, and nobody would accept her, and she could find no room anywhere at any inn, so she had us go to some barn, and people thought she was nuts, basically. So this baby actually lived to tell this story. This story is pretty incredible. And I think a lot of us are out here because of the story he told, which is that we can live a life of love for our fellows, and that we can have a world that works for everybody, and a world that is infused with this Christ-like spirit. And this spirit that is coming down and circulating invisibly is through us and goes through and through us. Our hearts are one here in the park. It's one little park, but it's a big heart. And I'm happy. Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you so much.
Too many people have issues in their life, and they can't introspect. They can't look in themselves, and they can't try to solve their own problems when they are the only ones who have the answers to their own questions. When people wonder, why am I sad? They can answer that question if they so choose. But people optionally choose not to look within themselves because they fear it. They see the damage. They see the reason. They see the cause, and they know the effect. And they refuse to dig deep enough to realize why. They know what? They don't know the why. They know how, but they don't know the why. And because they can't answer the why, they can't change it. They can't change the issue, and they can't grow themselves. This is a hindrance on our society. That's why we see people and walk down the street, and we have a silent world that won't speak. I walk down the street and I say hello to every person I pass.
All right, let me tell y'all about Christmas. It's Zuccotti. It's Christmas time.
Oh, yeah.
And we get to party all night. It don't matter that we lost our home. We got family. And one mama. It's Zuccotti. On Christmas time. And we don't got it.
We don't want no.
Nothing but time.
We got the blues.
We got the blues.
We got the blues.
We got Zuccotti.
You got the blues. They're from my head down to my shoes. We got the blues. You got the blues.
I simply want to say that there's a time and a place for everything, and I could sit and give a wonderful pontification on the parallels between, I don't know, yeah, you know, I'm not gonna go there because it's the holidays, and I just want everybody just to love each other and to remember that
Your underwear.
that you should always change your underwear,
Especially after Christmas.
especially after Christmas. But you know what?
Especially after, right.
I just want, you know what? I love you guys. I love you guys. I've been here since September. I've been through the fire with you guys. And right now we're in the middle of the flood and we're kind of drowning, and sometimes it's really hard to paddle your way to the surface for a breath of air. But together we can do this. We can make this work. We are a community, and more than that, we're a family. And we have to appreciate each other's talents and skills and accept each other's differences and communicate on terms that are inclusive of everybody. And if we do that, we will be the most fabulous bunch of low-level terrorists the United States has ever seen. And you know what? We don't need bombs. We don't need explosions. All we need is just an outpouring of love. Happy holidays, everybody.
The metro part, the mayor had let y'all just feel funny. It weren't if the welfare day was not on that day. And the only thing he had around bugging is his security guards. Like they were like some real soldier. So y'all should really relate. Police ain't nobody's enemy. They also had grandparents. God bless the creed of the nation, which is the United States of United to stand united. I partner for September 11th, but I'm sure that Social Security knows every root to the root of your hair as far as your ancestry and will not fuck you over if you had to kill and embarrass somebody else and walk out here in a clown suit and sell balloons to say, I'm gonna keep raising money for the right situations and y'all keep marching on to celebrate holidays and don't disclaim anyone from the calendar. God bless you. Good night, America.